Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Katie Snow and I have a treat for you today. We are going to be making creamy turmeric dip. You know, the last few weeks I've had a lot of fun looking and creating some fun turmeric recipes just to get more of the turmeric into our bodies. And so since we have created our own supplement line at Dr. Eric Snow and we have created Turmeric Power, it's just fun to see how many different foods that we've made before that we can now incorporate the turmeric into. So I do want to just talk for a few minutes on the power and potential of getting more turmeric into our diets. Turmeric is a very powerful anti-inflammatory spice, and I do believe that the more that we can get this into our diets, and even the diets of our children, teenagers, they get a lot of sugar and a lot of stress on their bodies as well. And so getting something into a food that they're already eating. So some of these recipes, try them for your family. Let your kids try them, even if they're eating them with something maybe not as healthy as carrots and radishes as a side dip, but let them try it and let them be in the kitchen with you making these recipes. I think you'll be surprised at their love for cooking and preparing foods and even trying different things like turmeric. Turmeric does have a good flavor if you start with maybe a smaller amount and then work your way up. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at getting a full dose of turmeric power into some of these foods that you're eating and just really start loving the flavor of turmeric. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a very simple recipe. I'm going to show you what making just a one portion recipe looks like, but this recipe is very easy to double as well. So if you want to bring this to a family gathering or just make enough for the week so that you can put it in little to-go containers and bring it with you to work, it's a very simple recipe to make. All you'll need is your food processor. It's the only tool you'll need in your spatula. If you have everything pre-cut up, it makes it a lot more simple to go. So I'll go ahead and start by ingredients. And again, I'm always letting everybody know the importance of organic ingredients when possible. Don't stress if you can't find one red bell pepper that you can't find organic. That happens to me a lot. But anytime that I can buy organic, I know it's important, and I'm just getting more nutrition in my body, because when you have pesticides sprayed on anything, whether it was the turmeric that was sprayed on the plant, it got into the root, because turmeric is actually a root, and so anytime the plant is exposed to pesticides, you're getting a less nutrition or a less nutrient involved plant. And so we definitely want to get the most nutrition out of our plants and animals, and so making sure that we get organic when possible is very important. So we're going to be using raw cashews. It's 1.5 cups, and then celery, so organic celery, and I have organic onions and organic red bell pepper. It's 1/3 cup of each of these guys, so easy to remember, 1/3 cup for each. And then it calls for 3 cloves of garlic. I love garlic, so I'm gonna, I put 6 cloves in there, but I think the garlic gives it a really good flavor. And then it's 1/2 cup of water, 1/2 cup of lemon juice. I already squeezed the lemon juice. The Turmeric Power is the turmeric that we're gonna be using, and it's, on this one, it's 2 teaspoons on the turmeric, and then it's 1 teaspoon on the pink sea salt, and then it's 1 teaspoon on the ground cayenne pepper. So we'll go ahead and get started, and I'm just gonna dump everything straight in. Again, this is a very simple recipe. Put my chunky vegetables in first. I'm gonna throw the garlic cloves, raw cashews, and then we have the water. Lemon juice that we squeezed. It's 1/2 cup on each of the water and the lemon juice. And then on the turmeric powder, there's a scoop, which is approximately a teaspoon. So I'll just use that. So 1, 2, it's a beautiful golden color. the sea salt. Get into the bottom of my salt container. And then cayenne pepper. And the cayenne's to taste. I like spicy, so I'm going to put a teaspoon in mine, but if you feel like your family likes a little bit less heat, you can always make this about a half a teaspoon on the cayenne. So that is it. We just throw everything in the food processor. Make sure it's closed tightly. We're using the S blade in here, and then we just start. And then every so often, just take a spatula as you're mixing it and just push everything down. And that way it just keeps blending evenly. You can do this about twice while you're blending. And I know some people have certain allergies and always try to make everything allergen friendly or consider something that may be a food allergen. So if you don't handle cashews well, you can easily substitute the same amount, 1.5 cups of the cashews for raw macadamia nuts. So it'd be the same amount, equal trade-off on that, 1.5 cups of macadamia nuts if the cashews don't agree with you. Cashews are a legume, and a lot of people didn't know that, so maybe sometimes they would be irritating to the stomach because it falls in the legume family, and so it tastes just as good with macadamia nuts in this recipe. Okay, that's it. So we processed it for about 2 minutes. It's nice and blended. You see a few little speckles of color from the different vegetables that we put in, but it's a beautiful gold color from the turmeric. Beautiful color. And all you need is your spatula, and you can spin it into a serving bowl. If you want to garnish it with some green onions just to make it pretty for guests that come over. But you'd be surprised how many people try something like this for the first time. It's new and they love it. So that is our creamy turmeric dip, and I serve it with carrots, radishes, any vegetable that you have does well to serve it with. There's a host of things. Zucchini, you can chop that up. You can do like some almond crackers, some seed crackers, flax crackers. But it's beautiful, smells great, and you're getting a dose of anti-inflammatory spice into your diet every time that you eat something that has a turmeric in it. So here's to transforming your health naturally. I'm Dr. Katie Snow. See you next time.